Yes, welcome to Easy English by Edising, and today we are discussing the brief, description of how to identify tenses. Okay, I was talking about how to identify simple present. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Kunal, you tell. Simple present can be identified by certain, adverbs. First one is usually. What is the first one?
Usually.
Generally, often, seldom, never, frequently, all the time, daily, every day. Like you get up every day early in the morning. She gets up early in the morning. They get up early in the morning. We all get up early in the morning every day. Am I right?
Yes.
Similarly, we often go to school by walking, by
Walking.
or on foot. He goes to school by riding a bicycle. By riding a
Bicycle.
the school bell rings every after 1 hour. Every after.
1 hour.
So what is there? The clue is that we should find out the word usually, often, always, never, seldom. He seldom comes to our house. She never comes late to school. She always comes in time. These are all simple present. Like that, how shall we identify present continuous tense? Tell me. Like simple present can be identified with usually, generally, often, seldom. So how can we identify present continuous? With the words like now, presently, these days, at the moment, again and again, now and then. Like you can say, what are you doing now? You are learning English grammar. What are you all doing? You are all discussing about tenses. About so whenever you are using the word, now, presently, the government is taking several measures to improve the Indian economy these days. Now this is present continuous. Don't disturb him. He is solving problems. He is solving mathematics. Don't disturb him. He is writing some essay. Writing some. So whenever you are using the words or the phrases like now, presently, these days, this means you are using present continuous. Then also you can ask, sir, how shall we identify some of the common things between simple present and present continuous? Ask question. Ask how can we identify common things in simple present and present continuous? Very simple. Whenever you see that both these tenses are used to refer to future time, ask sir how. When you are going to talk about the action which is going to take place tomorrow, day after tomorrow, after a week, after a month, you can use in simple present as well as present continuous. Like you can say, are you going to school tomorrow? You can say, I am going to school tomorrow. No need to say, I will go to school. Similarly, you can say in simple present, I go to school tomorrow. I go to school. No need to say, I will go. You can use simple present to refer to future time. You can use present continuous, like the Prime Minister is visiting USA tomorrow, 22nd. When is our Prime Minister visiting USA?
On 22nd.
On 22nd, he's going to attend a conference, a discussion, joint. He's going to address the Indian people over there together with Trump, the US president. So we can say that tomorrow our Prime Minister is visiting USA. Visiting?
USA.
Now, no need to say he will visit. You can use continuous tense. Similarly, you can say PM visits USA tomorrow. Simple present. So both the tenses, select that, both the tenses,
Both the tenses.
simple present as well as present continuous, refer to future time. Then you tell sir, how can we use simple present and present continuous simultaneously? दोनों एक साथ कैसे यूज करेंगे? जैसे देखिए, आप कह सकते हैं कि we often solve maths in the morning. आप मैथ्स मॉर्निंग में सॉल्व करते हैं, but today we are solving in the afternoon. In the so you can say that generally children prefer to read stories, but these days they are preferring social media network media. They are working on cell phones. Working on these days children are working on cell phones instead of reading stories, because now that technology has overpowered their habits. So earlier what happened? Children preferred to read stories. Nowadays children prefer to work on cell phones. They read the news on cell phones rather than reading the newspaper. Nobody wants to read the newspaper. Similarly, you can say that we generally believe in our hard work. But these days we are believing in luck, good luck. Believing in generally people, work for getting more and more salary. But these days they are working hard for becoming richer and richer, richer and to acquire luxuries. Every one of us desires to acquire luxuries in life. Luxuries in. So now these two tenses can be identified very easily. I said whenever you see now, these days, presently, at the moment. Like you can ask, sir, what are we discussing at the moment? Bolo, we are discussing the use of simple present and present continuous at the moment. At the okay, what is our government doing these days? Our government is trying hard to improve our economy these days. Say like that. Our government is trying hard to improve our economy these days. So now there is one thing common that we are going to conclude today, that in simple present we refer to habitual action. Say like that. Simple present refers to habitual action, whereas present continuous refers to action which is continuing at the time of speaking. At the time of speaking, like we are reading newspaper at the moment, we are discussing grammar at the moment, but we generally read newspaper in the morning. So this is how we can say that there is something common in simple present and present continuous. And both these tenses, we conclude by saying both these tenses can be used for referring future time. For referring future time. That is how we have summarized. Thank you very much.